I got married at 28 and I'm divorcing at 29, part 8. And let me just say this, I don't love the title of being a wife more than I love myself. I don't love the idea of marriage more than I love being respected. As soon as I had proof that there was infidelity, I called the divorce attorney immediately. No hesitation, because that is how much I love myself. A lot of people love the idea of marriage more than they love their own freedom. They love it more than they love their own dignity. That is idolatry. You've made an idol out of marriage. And for the religious folks who keep coming to the comments saying, God hates divorce, God hates divorce. A lot of you guys know the scripture, but you don't know how to interpret things. Infidelity is what actually breaks the covenant of marriage. It's not the divorce, okay? The divorce is a legal process. You did some legal paperwork to get married, and the divorce is undoing that legal process. The cheating, the betrayal, that is what breaks the marriage. So the moment they stepped out on you, the marriage was already spiritually broken. So you encouraging people to not divorce is kind of silly, especially when you don't know all the facts. There are a lot of women in these comments who are going through something similar, or they've been in something similar and they're trying to get out. Before you use scripture to shame them, ask yourself, am I quoting God, or am I just projecting my fear of being alone? And am I just projecting my idolization of marriage? A lot of you guys are legally married, but you are spiritually single, and you know it. You signed the paperwork, but there's no love, there's no trust, there's nothing real in your marriages. So you get on the internet and you project, but you've been single for decades. And the reason why it's so easy for you to project onto somebody who is willing to walk away the moment they have become aware of what's been going on is because it now makes you question your own decisions, right? You know you made the wrong choice by staying for longer than you should have. You don't have to project your poor decisions onto me. Use me as an example and use me as proof that you can walk away and choose yourself. And by the way, the comments about Jesus and how we need to use Jesus as an example and follow in his footsteps, do you realize that you're talking about Jesus like he was a doormat? Like, did we read the same Bible? Because the Jesus in the Bible, he flipped tables, right? He called out hypocrisy. He forgave people, but he said, do not throw your pearls before the swine. And what does that mean? If you're in a marriage and you're letting your man or your woman walk all over you, do whatever, and you're in covenant, what kind of marriage is that? That's a legal agreement, right? That's a piece of paper that you sign. That's what you have, actually. Forgiveness is not reconciliation. Do we understand the meaning of forgiveness? Let me know if you want a video on forgiveness. I am not in the business of staying and suffering in silence to keep up an image. For the people saying that he seems so perfect, so innocent, absolutely. That is exactly how deception works. It wouldn't be deception if he didn't seem perfect or if he didn't seem innocent. The devil himself parades as an angel of light. Another comment I've seen from the religious police is, if you really knew God, this wouldn't have happened to you. And again, this shows me that you are a religious person. Like, you probably have no relationship with God. You probably don't even understand whatever Bible that you're reading. Judas sat at the table with Jesus and still betrayed him. He prayed with him, he ate with him, and he still betrayed him. If Jesus could be betrayed, the same Jesus you're telling me about in the comments, right? What makes you think you can't be betrayed? Is it not clocking to you that you too can be betrayed and deceived? That's the lesson in this entire story time. Like, it could happen to any of us. We need to stop pretending that abuse only happens to women who are weak and lost, because that is just not true. Some of us are targeted because we are loving, we are empathetic, we are powerful. Consider it a blessing if you've never been targeted by a narcissist. Count your blessings and move on. Say thank God. And for people asking, am I not embarrassed to be getting a divorce so soon? No, I'm actually so grateful. I'm so relieved that God showed me his true colors early on. There's so many people who were stuck in marriages. They ended up with children, and the situation is just a little bit more complicated. Even if they could leave, they decided to stay because they considered having a marriage that ended the most embarrassing thing. When somebody lies to your face, disrespects you, is sleeping with other people outside of you, you walk away. That's disrespectful. They're putting you at risk. You don't wait for them to care. You choose to care about yourself. And if you've been in a situation like this for a very long time, I hope my story inspires you and lets you know that you can leave. If I can leave after a year and a half, and you've been dealing with infidelity, with lies, with manipulation for decades, I hope this gives you the little oomph you needed to choose yourself, because it's about time that you choose yourself. You should not be embarrassed because your marriage is ending. The most embarrassing thing you can do is to build a life on deception. That is embarrassing. The only thing you should be embarrassed about is tolerating disrespect for longer than you should have. The only thing you should be embarrassed about is not choosing yourself when the person that you committed to has repeatedly not chosen you. They've chosen themselves over and over and over again. They haven't chosen you. So I hope you choose you. Stay healthy and wealthy.